Hello everyone, my name is Dinesh Chandra. I'm assistant professor in Suresh Chandra School of Pharmacy, the part of Suresh Chandra University, Jaipur. Today we are going to discuss about the topic aromatic acids, um, which comes in your pharmaceutical organic chemistry second in your third semester. So here we are going to study about this aromatic acids. What are the aromatic acids? So the learning objective of this topic is that we are going to study about the aromatic acids, what are the aromatic acids, and also we are going to learn about the physical properties of aromatic acids and the aromatic acid and its derivatives, what are the different physical properties and what are the boiling point, what are the melting point, what are the solubility in water as well as in the organic solvents. And here we are also going to study about the substituent affects the strength of an acid. Means here, if the substituent is added on the aromatic acid, then what will be its effect on its acidity? And fourthly, we are going to study about the acidity of substituted benzoic acid. Plus, we are also here going to study about the acidity. What is the acidity of the substituted benzoic acid? Student outcome here, they will be going to know about the aromatic acids and what are aromatic acids, what are its substituents, or you can say what are their derivatives. And here we are also going to know about the properties of aromatic acids, and also we are going to know about how substituent affects the strength of an acid. And here also the acidity of substituent come on. Firstly, we are going to study about what are aromatic acids. So aromatic acids are a type of aromatic compounds. Means here these are also aromatic compounds. Only the thing is that there is on the aromatic compound, the acid is added on the benzene ring. That is why they are known as your aromatic acids. Included in that class are substances containing an aromatic ring and an organic acid functional group. There are several categories of aromatic acids included. Means here that aromatic acids are a type of organic aromatic compounds. These are aromatic compounds, and in this class, they are the substance that contain an aromatic ring as well as an organic acid functional group. So here on the benzene ring, there is a presence of, or you can say that on the benzene ring or the aromatic ring, there is a presence of organic acid functional group on it. And there are several categories of this organic acid, including that are the firstly is your phenolic acid, secondly is your aromatic amino acids. So here in your phenolic acid substance containing an aromatic ring and an organic oxalic acid functions. And secondly, it is the aromatic amino acids. So firstly, again, this aromatic acids are a type of aromatic compounds. These aromatic acids are a aromatic compound, and in this, the class included are the substances that are containing the aromatic ring, because aromatic means the aromatic ring, and acids means they are containing the organic acid functional groups. And there are several categories of aromatic acids. So here the categories of this aromatic acid included are described, are shown. So first is your phenolic acid. So in your phenolic acid, substance containing an aromatic ring and an organic oxalic or carboxylic acid function. So here it is having a C6 ring, C6 aromatic ring, and on that C6 aromatic ring, on the first carbon, C1 carbon, there is a presence of the carboxylic acid on this aromatic ring. Secondly is the aromatic amino acid. So here aromatic acid and amino acids involves these examples, phenylalanine and tryptophan. Here you can see the benzene ring is having this NH2, which is showing that this is an amino, and this carboxylic group is present, which is attached to this carbon on which this amino group is present. So here it shows that an aromatic ring is present there. So aromatic amino acid. Aromatic means your benzene ring. Amino means your this amine, and acid means your this COOH functional group. Secondly, in the example is your tryptophan. So here in the tryptophan example, you can see here, this is your benzene ring, this is the benzene, sorry, this amine, and as well as this amine is attached here on this benzene ring, as well as the carboxylic acid is given. So this is your tryptophan. So this is your aromatic amino acid. Nextly, phenolic acid. So here phenolic acid example is your monohydroxybenzoic acid, means only one. On this benzoic acid, which is containing the COOH function group, only one hydroxy group is present. So that is why it is known as benzoic acid. And the example is your A-glycon glycosides. In your A-glycon, the example is your salicylic acid, and the glycoside P-hydroxybenzoic acid glycoside. So here this is the example monohydroxybenzoic acid. There are the two types. They are A-glycon. Secondly, it's your glycosides. In your A-glycon, this your salicylic acid is present, and in your glycoside, this P-hydroxybenzoic acid glycoside is present. Glucoside is present. Secondly, is your dihydroxybenzoic acid. So here in your A-glycan, you can see here a salicylic acid, which is having a one hydroxy group present on this benzene, and this is your COOH, which is your carboxylic acid. That is why it is your salicylic acid. Secondly, this is your glycoside, and glycoside here you can see that P-hydroxybenzoic acid glycoside is present. So here you can see on the para position, a hydroxy group is attached and a benzoic acid glycoside. So this is a glycoside, and on the para position, this hydroxy group is present, and this is your benzoic acid, because benzoic acid, in this benzoic acid there is a COOH group is present. So this is your P-hydroxybenzoic acid glucoside. So this is your glycoside. Example is your P-hydroxybenzoic acid glucoside, and A-glycon, that is your salicylic acid. Secondly, in this phenolic acid category, the dihydroxybenzoic acid is present. So in your dihydroxybenzoic acid, the example is your 2,3-dihydroxybenzoic acid. That means hypoglycemic acid or gentisic acid. So in this dihydroxybenzoic acid, there is a presence of two alcohol group are present on this benzoic acid structure. So here, this is your 2,3-dihydroxybenzoic acid. So the example is your hypoglycemic acid and your gentisic acid. So here you can see the two hydroxy groups are present on this benzoic ring. So its example is your 2,3-dihydroxybenzoic acid, which is also known as your hypoglycemic acid. And secondly is your gentisic acid, that is containing two hydroxy acid. One is on para and the ortho, and the second is your meta position. So this is your gentisic, and this is your dihydroxybenzoic acid. Thirdly is your trihydroxybenzoic acid. The trihydroxybenzoic acid means it is containing three OH ring, OH function group on this benzoic ring. That is the example of this gallic acid. Here you can see this, on this gallic acid, there are a presence of the three hydroxy OH means alcohol groups are present on this benzene ring. And here you can see this is gallic acid on the meta and the para position. Next is the other phenolic acid. So other phenolic acids involve your vanillin, ellagic acid. So other phenolic acid involve your vanillin. This is your vanillin. This is the structure of vanillin. So here in this vanillin, you can see this ethyl group is present, OCH3 methoxy, and OH group is already present here, and this is your benzoic acid. So on the meta position, this methoxy is present, and on the para position, this phenol is present. Next is your hydroxycinnamic acid. So in your hydroxycinnamic acid, there is a presence of this hydroxy on this cinnamic acid. That is why they are known as your agapic acid or the cinnamic acid. So here, this is the example of this this hydroxycinnamic acid. So here you can see this is the structure of this capic acid, And here you can see this benzoic acid, sorry, this hydroxy are present. And here you can see this is your cinnamic acid structure. You can firstly see the cinnamic acid structure, and on this cinnamic acid, two hydroxy groups are present, means dihydroxycinnamic acid. So here this is also a your aromatic acid, and this capric acid is also your hydroxycinnamic acid. The third is your aromatic amino acid. So here phenylalanine and tryptophan are the two examples of this aromatic acid that we have discussed first. And here you can see phenylalanine, aromatic amino acids. So here aromatic means this benzene ring, amino means this NH2, CHNH2, and this acid means this COOH. Same in this case, this is your aromatic, second, this is your amino, and this is your acid. This is the tryptophan and this is your phenylalanine. So these are the aromatic acids. Next, physical properties of aromatic acids. So what are the physical properties? So here you can see the name of the aromatic acid, that is your benzoic acid, and the structure or abbreviated formulas are given here, and the melting point is given here. The solubility is given, solubility gram per 1000 gram, water 20 at 525 degrees centigrade, and the comments are given here. So here this is the first name of this aromatic acid, that is your benzoic acid, and this benzoic acid structure is your benzene ring, which is containing the COOH and COOH, and this is your, this we can write like this also, COO, C double bond, double bond O, single bond OH. So this is your benzoic acid structure, and this is the salt of this acid. Plus Na plus is attached to it. So this is the salt, this is the benzoic acid structure. So it's acids, both are acids, so melting points are 122 degrees centigrade, and this salt whose melting point is 410 degrees centigrade. So here the solubility of this acid in 100 gram per 100 gram of water at 25 degrees centigrade is your 0.29, and the salt is having 63. 63 gram of this salt is soluble in 100 gram of water at 25 degrees centigrade. And the simplest possible aromatic acid based on benzene and salt, sodium benzoate, which is far more soluble in water. So this salt, the sodium benzoate salt, which is a salt of an acid, is more soluble in water compared to these. Based on benzene and its salt, sodium benzoate, which is far more soluble in water. So this is your first aromatic acid. Next are the derivative of this aromatic acid. Secondly is your 2-hydroxybenzoic acid, or 3-hydroxybenzoic acid, or your 4-hydroxybenzoic acid. So 2-hydroxybenzoic acid means ortho-hydroxybenzoic acid, because this OH group is present on the ortho position of the benzoic acid. And secondly, this is your meta hydroxybenzoic acid, or you can say that 3-hydroxybenzoic acid. And thirdly, this is your 4-hydroxybenzoic acid, and you can also say para-hydroxybenzoic acid. So these are the derivatives of this benzoic acid, and the ortho hydroxybenzoic acid melting point is your 158, and this meta hydroxybenzoic acid melting point is 202, and this hydroxy para hydroxybenzoic acid melting point is 214. So these are the melting point of these derivative of this benzoic acid, and the solubility of this hydroxy benzoic acid is that ortho. In case of ortho, it is 0.22. And in case of meta, it's 0.72, and in case of para, it is 0.5. And this hydroxybenzoic acid are also known as salicylic acid. So this is your salicylic acid formula also. The next is your 2-methyl benzoic acid. So in your 2-methyl benzoic acid, you can see here benzoic acid structure, a one methyl group is present that is on the alpha position, or you can say on the second position. So this is your 2-methyl benzoic acid. Secondly, it is your meta methyl benzoic acid, or you can say 3-methyl benzoic acid. And thirdly, it is your para-methyl benzoic acid, or you can say the 4-methyl benzoic acid. So these three are also the derivative of the benzoic acid. And this 2-methyl benzoic acid's a melting point is your 104, and to this is your 112, and this is your 180, and this is approximately to 0.12, and this is less than 0.1, and this is very low. Solubility is very low in water. Next is your 2-chlorobenzoic acid, 3-chlorobenzoic acid, 4. Again, this is on the ortho position, this is on the meta position, chlorine is on the para position. So this is having the melting point 139, this is having the melting point 155, and this is having the melting point 238. So this is approximately 0.2 equal to 0.2. This is less than 0.1. And this is this is greater than 0.1, and this is the solubility of this 3 benzoic acid derivatives. Next is your nitrobenzoic acid. So in your nitrobenzoic acid, you can see 2 nitrobenzoic acid. So here you can see the ortho, on the ortho position, this nitro group is present. On your beta position, this nitro group is present. This is your third, this is your second position, and this is the fourth position, and the para position. So in this, you can see the melting point is the ortho nitrobenzoic acid melting point is 147, meta nitrobenzoic acid melting point is 140. And the para nitrobenzoic acid is your 237. So here the solubility is 0.68, 0.3, and then 0.1. So here next is your 2-aminobenzoic acid, 3-aminobenzoic acid, 4. On the ortho position, amino group is present. On the meta position, this amino group is present. And on this para position, this amino group is present. So this is your aromatic amino acids, and it is having the melting point 147. This ortho is having the melting point 147, and this meta is having 173, and this is having 188. So it is not soluble in water, and this is these four solubility is this much. Next is your benzene 1,2 dicarboxylic acid, benzene 1,3 dicarboxylic acid, benzene 1,4 dicarboxylic acid. It means on the benzene there are 2 carboxylic acids are present. So here you can see on the ortho position this this acid is present. So this is your 2 carboxylic acids are present. So here benzene 1,2 dicarboxylic acid. This is your benzene 1,3 dicarboxylic acid. This is your benzene 1,4 dicarboxylic acid. So it is your 206, 347. It is approximately 0.6. This meta is 0.012, and this is 0.0017. So it is having a very low solubility in water. This benzene 1,2 dicarboxylic acid is having a very low solubility in water, and this is having insoluble in water. This benzene is insoluble in water, and this is insoluble in water. This is also insoluble in water. This is also insoluble in water. Next, most aromatic carboxylic acids are your white crystalline solid, are liquid at room temperature. So these most of the carboxylic acid, aromatic carboxylic acids are white crystalline solids. These are white crystalline solid, and none are liquid at room temperature. So here the instantaneous dipole induced dipole force plus permanent dipole including hydrogen bonding ensure the intermolecular bonding forces are too great for any of these aromatic acids to be liquid at room temperature or solids. So here the carboxylic aromatic carboxylic acids which are solid are having a dipole induced dipole forces, plus they are having a permanent dipole, and this ensures that the intermolecular bonding forces are too great for any of these aromatic acid to be a liquid at a room temperature. So they are in a solid state. They are they are in a solid state. So these all are in a solid state because they are having a dipole instantaneous induced dipole forces, plus they are also having permanent dipole. This means these included hydrogen bonding, and there is an intermolecular bonding forces which are too great for any of these aromatic acids. So here you can see this. This is a dimeric structure of the carboxylic acid, and this is showing the hydrogen bonding between the two carboxylic acids. This is having the partial positive, and this is having the partial negative charge. Here, R means your H, that is your or you can say the alkyl group or the aryl group. And here the formation of a monocarboxylic acid dimer, I have hydrogen bonding. So here you can see a hydrogen bonding between these two carboxylic acids, and these are known as your dimers. And in your vapor state, it is also the same. And this is the ethanoic acid dimer, where R is your alkyl group. So here it is also a hydrogen bonding. It is also showing here the hydrogen bonding, and O is having the partial negative and H is having the partial positive charge. Because we know that O is electronegative and it withdraw electron. So here the oxygen withdraw electron from this. This is the ethanoic acid dimer, and this is the aryl. So R here comes a benzene ring, and this shows the aryl. This is the benzoic acid dimer, and these are also showing this hydrogen bonding. Next, like aliphatic carboxylic acid, aromatic acids form dimers by hydrogen bonding. Example, benzoic acid. Like this aliphatic carboxylic acids are forming a dimer structure, so there the aromatic acids are also showing the dimer structure via hydrogen bonding. So this is via hydrogen bonding. This benzoic acid is showing the dimer structure, and the example is your benzoic acid. Next, it is not true. It is not a true dimer in the sense that the two benzoic acid molecules are covalently bonded together, but the hydrogen bond is strong enough to hold the two molecules together. Not only in the crystalline state, but when dissolved in most non-aqueous solvent, benzene, hexane, trichloromethane, that is solvent other than water, in which benzoic acid mainly bonded to water molecule. So here this is not a true dimer structure, but the benzoic acids are not covalently bonded. Here they are not covalently bonded, but they are showing the hydrogen bonding. Which is strong enough that they hold the two molecules together. Not only in the crystalline solid, but they are also, when they are dissolved in non-aqueous solvent also, they are showing this dimer structure, in which benzoic acid mainly bonded to water molecule. So here these are showing the dimer structure. This benzoic acid, like the aliphatic, this benzoic acid, or you can say the aryl, also showing the this hydrogen bonding, but not showing the covalent bonding. This is not a covalent bonding, but this is the hydrogen bonding. So here it holds the two molecules together, and not in a crystalline state. Crystalline state mein hi nahi, but in the case of your benzoic acid, when dissolved in the solvent also, non-aqueous solvents or organic solvents like a benzene, hexane, and your trichloromethane. The dimerization effectively doubles the size of the benzoic acid molecule and roughly doubles the instantaneous dipole-induced dipole intermolecular forces between the neighboring dimers. So here this dimerization it is doubling the size of this benzoic acid molecule, and it also doubling the instantaneous dipole induced dipole forces also. So here intermolecular forces also between the neighboring dimers. So a greater kinetic energy is needed to melt, vaporize the dimer compared to the monomer, hence the higher than expected melting point for aromatic carboxyl. That is why the melting point is very high, because energy, that is your kinetic energy, is needed to break to or your melt or vaporize this dimer form. So here greater kinetic energy is required to melt or vaporize this dimer form of this benzoic acid, or you can say the aromatic acids, compared to the monomers. Hence, a high melting point is required. So melting higher melting point is required in case of this aromatic carboxylic acid, as we have expected. Second is the aromatic carboxylic acid usually have a relatively low solubility in water, but greater than arenes hydrocarbons. So if we compare benzoic acid here, this is your benzoic acid, and this is the 2-phenyl propane. So 2-phenyl propane. This is your 2-phenyl propane on the right. Both have a similar size, shape, molecular mass, and number of electrons. It is having 64 number of electrons. It is having 66 number of nitrogen. So this is your benzoic acid. This is your this is your phenyl propane, which the both of the structures having the same molecular weight, molecular mass, size, and your shape. And it is having the number of electrons 64, and it is having the number of electrons 66. So they will have similar instantaneous dipole-induced dipole forces. So both of them are having the similar instantaneous dipole-induced dipole forces, and the methyl benzene is non-polar and only weakly bond with water and not sufficient to disrupt the hydrogen bond of water. So here, this methyl benzene is non-polar. Methyl benzene is non-polar and only weakly bonded with water and not sufficient to disrupt the hydrogen bond of water. So is insoluble in water because there are no permanent dipole attraction possible. Only weak instantaneous dipole-induced dipole attraction forces. So no hydrogen bonding possible compared to benzoic acid. So in this case, in the case of methyl benzene, it is a non-polar. It is non-polar and only weakly bonded with the water, and it is not having sufficient energy so that they can disrupt the hydrogen bond of water. So it is insoluble. This methyl benzene is insoluble in water, and there is no permanent dipole attraction in them. So only weak instantaneous dipole-induced dipole interaction forces are there. So no hydrogen bonding possible compared to this benzoic acid. Again, the aromatic carboxylic acids have a relatively low solubility in water, but greater than arenes hydrocarbons. But greater than these arenes hydrocarbons, they have the solubility. And if we compare this benzoic acid, which is this, and the phenyl propane, this 2-phenyl propane, this both are having the same size, shape, and the molecular mass and number of electrons. This is having 64 number of electrons. This is having 66 number of electrons. So they have a similar instantaneous dipole-induced dipole forces. And this methyl benzene, which are non-polar and having the molecule weakly bonded with the water molecule. So they have not sufficient to disrupt the hydrogen bonding of the water. So these methyl benzenes are insoluble in water because they are not having any permanent dipole induced attraction possible. Only weak instantaneous dipole-induced dipole attraction forces. So no hydrogen bonding possible. No hydrogen bonding possible compared to this benzoic acid. So in an organic solvent, the benzoic acid usually exists mainly as a dimer molecule. So in case of your benzoic acid, this present in the organic solvent, if it is dissolved in the organic solvent, it is acting as a dimer of this, it is acting as a dimer molecule. So here you can see we have taken the two molecule of this benzoic acid and we have dissolved it in organic solvent. So there is the formation of this dimer molecule. So example, you have the equilibrium. So there is the presence of this equilibrium. So K dimer equals to this upon this. So this is upon this. So here 167 benzene and 78 trichloromethane mole per mole DM3. These association equilibrium constant value shows the benzoic acid dimer predominates in organic solvents. So it also predominates in organic solvent. But in aqueous solution, this carboxylic acids are having hydrogen bonding directly with the water. So this aqueous solution, this hydrogen bonding, this benzoic hydroxy, this carboxylic acid hydrogen bonding is with water directly. Hydrogen bonding, this carboxylic acid can also form this hydrogen bonding directly with the water, which accounts for why the lower members are so soluble in water compared to arene hydrocarbon, and benzoic acid mainly exists as a hydrated monomer in aqueous solution. So in case of this aqueous solution, it shows this association equilibrium constant value shows that the benzoic acid dimers predominate in organic acid solvents also, but in aqueous solution, this carboxylic acids, which are the aliphatic, can also form hydrogen bonding directly with water. That is why the low member of this are so soluble in water compared to this arene hydrocarbons. And benzoic acid mainly exists. This benzoic acid mainly exists as a hydrated monomer in the aqueous solution. Next, this is the structure is given. So here you can see the benzoic acid. This is your benzoic acid. This is forming a hydrogen bonding with the water molecules. As you can see, this is your solvation, the hydrogen bond with benzoic acid and water molecule in aqueous solution. Here you can see the benzoic acid is forming a hydrogen bonding with the water molecule or in the aqueous solution. So here contrast with the hydrogen bonded dimer of benzoic acid that is present in the crystal or with when dissolved in organic solvent. So here this benzoic acid is forming a dimer with the second structure of the second molecule of this benzoic acid. So these are bonded dimers of benzoic acid that are present in a crystal or when dissolved, and when they are dissolved in a organic solvent, they form this type of dimer, and when they are dissolved in the water molecule, they are forming the hydrogen bonding with the water molecule. So the hydrogen bonding solvation, this shows the hydrogen bonding solvation of your benzoic acid in your aqueous solution. This is in your aqueous solution, and dimer formation liquid ethanoic acid or dissolved this benzoic acid. This is dissolved in an organic solvent. So however, benzoic acid and other aromatic carboxylic acid have a hydrophobic C6H5 benzene ring that disrupts the hydrogen bonding between water molecule, but also a hydrophilic COOH group. Although water-water hydrogen bonded are disrupted, some new carboxylic acid water hydrogen bonded are formed or partly compensate for this, allowed limited solution with the low solubility. So here this water-water hydrogen bonding, or you can say are disrupted, and some new carboxylic acids water hydrogen bondings are formed. Next is although benzoic acid is only slightly soluble in cold water, but is much more soluble in hot water. In fact, it is a good solvent to purify it by recrystallization. So here, benzoic acid is slightly soluble in cold water, but is more soluble in hot water. That is why when we purify it, it forms by the recrystallization. In fact, it's a good solvent to purify it by recrystallization. So here from the hot water, we can form this benzoic acid, and the crystal of benzoic acid can come. So here this benzoic acid in aqueous solution, here this this shows the equilibrium structure. So the solvation of benzoic acid when dissolving in water is endothermic, therefore increases in temperature, drives the equilibrium to the right. Energy absorbing direction. So the presence of second polar group in the benzene ring, example amino or hydroxy, can increases the solubility in water. So if any amine group or any OH group is present in this aromatic structure, acid structure, then they can increase the solubility in water, but not by a great deal, but not much, despite the scope for many more permanent dipole-dipole moment interaction. So here, but things are complicated. Solubility is a complex subject. Example, two of the benzene dicarboxylic acids are almost insoluble. So here, if the benzene dicarboxylic acid, we take the example of this two benzene dicarboxylic acid, they are insoluble. And despite the fact of having two hydrogen bonding hydrophilic group attached to the benzene. So some aromatic acid exhibit intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Example is your 2-hydroxybenzoic acid, 2-aminobenzoic acid, and 2-nitrobenzoic. These aromatic acids, they can exhibit at your intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Next is your how substituent affects the strength of an acid. So how your substituent when attached to this benzene, the aromatic acid, then how they are affecting the strength of an acid. So first is your periodic trend. First, we will focus on individual atom and think about trend associated with the position of an element on the periodic table. So when moving vertically within a given column of the periodic table, so this is the periodic table of the halogens, so we can observe a clear periodic trend in acidity. This is best illustrated with the halo acids. So these are the halo acids, or you can say the halides. Basicity like electronegativity increases as we move up the column. So here, if we're moving up from this column, the basicity is increasing. It means it is a stronger base, and acidity in the halo acids increases as we move down. So the acidity is increasing if we're moving from up to down. Okay, so here you can see the pK of this acid, the HF, that is your halo chloride, halo acids, the fluoro acids. So this is having a 3.2 pK, and the HCl is having -7, which is much more than this 3.2. So this is a strong acid than compared to this chlorine. Again, the bromine, and the bromine is much more acidic than this chlorine, and this iodine is much more acidic than this bromine. So the acidity is increases as we move from up to down in the column, and the basicity is increases as we move from down to up in the column. So this is the periodic trend, how the substituents is affecting the strength of the acid. Next, in order to make sense of this trend, we will once again consider the stability of the conjugate base, because of the fluorine is the most electronegative halogen element, and we might expect that the fluorine to be the least basic halogen ion. But in fact, it is the least stable. This fluorine is least stable and is most basic. It turned out that when moving vertically in the periodic table, the size of the atom trumps its electronegativity, which trends to basicity. The atomic radius of the iodine is approximately twice. This is the atomic radius of this iodine, which is twice of this fluorine. So here, so in the iodine, the negative charge is spread out over a significantly large. So this negative ion is spread out over a large volume. Second is your resonance effect. So how you stabilizing factor form a conjugate base if it's the high negative charge can be delocalized through resonance. So here, consider the acidity of methanol and acetic acid. So here you can see the methanol plus water. There is the formula of salt of this acid, and here hydronium ion is formed, and this pK is 15. But in case of this acetic acid, the pK is 5. So here in methoxide ion, the negative charge is localized, concentrated on the oxygen atom. Here it is localized, but in this case, this is delocalized. Resonance stabilizes both acetic acid and acetate ion. So that is why its pK is 5. In acetic acid, the stabilization is small because the resonance contribution involves separation of charges. Next, in this, you can see the This minus 1 and this plus 1. Okay, continuous resonance is occurring. There is no separation of charge. There is no separation of charge. Instead, the negative charge is localized over the 3 atoms. Here, 1, 2, 3. The delocalized position are lower energy state, and if the product of the reaction are more stable, then the reactant, the position of the equilibrium will lie to the right. So the resonance stabilization of acetate ion make acetic acid more acidic than your methanol. Similarly, resonance make phenol more acidic than your ethanol, because in case of phenol, the resonance is occurring. So there is no resonance stabilization in ethoxide ion. So you can see here only it is localized on this oxygen atom. So resonance stabilize both phenol and the phenoxide. Here you can take the example of this phenol as well as the phenoxide. So here the resonance is stabilizing in this. There is a delocalization of the electrons. So however, this localization in phenol involves separation of charges and make the oxygen atom positive also. Next, the same delocalization in phenoxide, you can see it is making more stabilization because there is no charge separation. The position of equilibrium lies to the pK equals to 10. And phenol is 10, this was 7 times as acidic as ethanol because resonance stabilizes the phenoxide ion. Thirdly, it is the inductive effect. So in the inductive effect also plays an important role in the acidity and basicity of a molecule. So groups having plus I effect that increases the overall electron density on the molecule and donate electrons, making it basic. And the minus I effect, they are decreasing the overall electron density on the molecule and making it acidic. So here, as the number of minus I group attached to the molecule increases, the acidity increases. Next is the acidity of substituted benzoic acid. So here the electron withdrawing group. So here you can see the electron withdrawing group. The conjugate base of benzoic acid is stabilized by electron withdrawing group. So here the conjugate base, this is the conjugate base, and if an electron withdrawing group is attached to this molecule, then the acidity is becomes more acidic because this is making the carboxylate ions destabilized. This is W is an electron withdrawing group when it is attached to this aromatic acid. So D electron withdrawing groups are these that deactivated the benzene ring to electrophilic attack and make benzoic acid more acidic. So these electron withdrawing groups are making this benzene ring, or you can say this benzene ring to electrophilic attack. So after that there is an attack on the oxygen. Electrophile can attack on this oxygen and make this benzoic acid more acidic. So these electron withdrawing groups are making this benzoic acid more acidic. So these are the electron withdrawing groups that are attached on this benzoic acid. So this is your cyano, this is your nitro, this is your aldehyde, this is your ketone, this is your carboxylic, and this is your methyl. Next is your oxy. Second is your electron donating group. So if an electron donating group is attached on this benzoic acid, then it is destabilized. The base of benzoic acid destabilized by the electron donating group, and this makes the acid less acidic. So here it is making the acid less acidic. So electron donating group activates the benzene ring to electrophilic attack and make benzoic acid less acidic. So here it is making it less acidic. So here you can see these are the electron donating groups present. Next is your dissociation constant of P substituted benzoic acid. So here you can see if this column is moving from up to down, then these are becoming a stronger acid. If nitro is attached, then it is a strong acid. If this electron donating groups are attached, then it is weak acid. And these are the electron withdrawing groups which are making it more acidic. Next is your hydroxyl group, electron donating or electron releasing group. So it behaves different for different system. For aliphatic system with no conjugation, it behaves as an electron withdrawing group due to the minus I effect. And if in case of aliphatic system with conjugation, it is behaving as an electron withdrawing group by minus I effect, and an electron donating group by mesomeric effect. So here for aromatic system, when it is on the ortho position, it is behaving as an electron withdrawing group by minus I effect due to an electron donating group due to mesomeric effect. So it is, and when it is attached to this meta position, it's behaving as an electron withdrawing group by the minus effect. Since the distance has increased as compared to ortho, so its effect also decreases. But when it is present in the para position, it is behaving as an electron donating group by the mesomeric effect. Since the distance has increased further, so the electron withdrawing nature by minus I effect is negligible. So in this case, the minus I effect is negligible. So it is behaving as an electron donating group by this mesomeric effect. Next is your questions. Which of the following is true about benzoic acid? It is a liquid, it cannot kill bacteria, it is aromatic carboxylic acid. So it is an aromatic carboxylic acid. Why is benzoic acid considered aromatic? Because the aromatic benzene ring is attached on this structure, as well as so which of the following is the correct chemical structure of benzoic acid? So here, what is the correct chemical structure of this benzoic acid? So it is the D, because a carboxylic acid group is attached on this benzene ring. Which compound is less acidic? So which is less acidic? Like this. So the D is less acidic, as we have shown in the periodic trend that it moves from the upper least acidic, because here CH2 is attached to it. Which substituent benzoic acid is less acidic? So here the answer is your D. This is your least acidic. Next, which substitute benzoic acid is most acidic? So here the chlorine is directly attached to this benzene acid. This is making this more acidic. Which compound is most acidic? So here the answer is your fluorine is more acidic. Which of the following pair does not show an acid and its conjugate base? So here B is showing that it does not show an acid and its conjugate base. B, which compound is most acidic? So it's B. This is more acidic. Which statement is an incorrect statement? So here D, the diethylmyrene is less basic than your methylamine. These are some of the references from where you can study this topic, aromatic acids. So in our next lecture, we will going to study about the method of preparation and the chemical reactions of the aromatic acids. So thank you so much for today's topic.